Hello and welcome. Good morning and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two specialty bourbons, and I'll tell you what I mean. This is Larceny, introduced in 2012. It's a wheated bourbon. It's got a higher percentage of wheat than normal to soften it. They say it's 92 proof. Larceny Small Batch, very special small batch. Says from the old Fitzgerald Company, but it's really that's owned by Heaven Hill now these days. So Bardstown, Kentucky, no age statement, which means it's at least 4 years old. And thank you, my friend David gave me this bottle. He got a great deal on it. But it's usually around, I think it's like $18 for it. It's not too expensive. Now, this one is expensive. I said in the video it was $38 when I did my solo review, which I haven't posted yet. But my friend David said, I hope it's not $38 because I got ripped off. I said, no, it's about $65. I was looking at the price for the half size bottle. There's a lot of glare here, and it's a white label. Now we did a duo review yesterday of it. He wanted to try it and poured him a lot. He's like, wow, it's a double pour. So yeah, you did that with that Johnny Walker Blue Label. You just accidentally poured twice the amount. He laughed. He knew it was true. But this one is peated bourbon. They use peated malt from Scotland. And I was kidding around yesterday when I did. The video went too long, but I mean, it was kind of fun. People were commenting on it. But I did Kings County Peated Bourbon versus Virginia Black, which is a strange product on its own merits, which is a blend of 2, 3, and 4 year age bourbon. Now, this one's only 2 years old. It's a 2-year age bourbon, meaning the youngest whiskey in here is 2 years old. Could have some older ones in there. But I was joking, like I said, did they get the peat from Johnny Walker, from Diageo? Did they peat it? Because they said in the website they get the peated bourbon, the peated malt, to say, from Scotland. And I was joking. Well, I was kind of like halfway joking. Did they get it from Diageo or Johnny Walker? Because you can taste, it kind of tastes like Johnny Walker Red Label in the undertaste, not in the overtaste. This cork is a little too tight. Anyway, 90 proof. I can tolerate that. I'm more of an 80 proof guy. If you want to say a weakling, all right, I won't take exception to that. I just rather, that's a personal preference. I rather 80 proof bourbons. Now some people I know like barrel proof, like 137 proof. No, that's fine if that's what you like. But it doesn't appeal to me. You see. Doesn't make it good or bad, just makes it what you like to sample. All right, so this has a plastic cap cover. And it's a real cork. It's not that particle board cork like the other one. Yeah, real hunk of cork. So somebody was telling me Larceny's pretty good for a budget bourbon. I said, no, it's not a budget bourbon. It's just a premium bourbon, regular price bourbon. A budget bourbon would be like Bellows. I got a liter bottle of Bellows for less than $10. Or Old Crow. I can get Old Crow for $9.99. Just last week, I'll give you an example. Just last week, I bought Jim Beam, regular Jim Beam for $9.98. Now that was a discount price. They had it on sale, but Jim Beam usually about $14. So that's a premium. It's on a budget bourbon. But anyway, all right. Evan Williams, Green Label. I can always get that for $7.99. I can get Virginia, Kentucky Tavern Bourbon, a liter bottle for $8.99, and that's a great deal too. It might be a budget bourbon, but it can battle any, not any, but many, not any, but many bourbons. Deep mahogany. Look how dark it is after just 2 years. But that doesn't matter because it's going to suck up all the color the first little while in the barrel. This is much lighter. Aging it 12 years or whatever is going to help develop the flavor in the barrel and all of these things. But the color is going to come in when they got that fresh charred oak, a new charred oak barrel, and it's going to suck up all the color. And it doesn't matter if it's a 2-year-old bourbon. Doesn't matter if it's a 1-year-old bourbon. Now, some people say the law is bourbon has to be at least 2 years. No, the law doesn't say bourbon has to be aged any particular length of time. The law says it just has to be aged in charred oak barrels. If it's straight bourbon, it has to be aged at least 2 years. You can age it less than 2 and just call it bourbon, like a year. One of those was, what was it? Redemption High Rye. I had one time and the bottle said age at least 1 year. I said, oh boy, it was young. But this Kings County does not claim to be straight bourbon. It says bourbon. It's at least 2 years old. It's aged in new charred oak barrels. So I don't know why they're not able to call it straight bourbon. It's a mystery to me. And the Larceny is Kentucky straight wheated bourbon. It's got a lot of extra wheat in it. Let's go with the aroma. I can't open my eyes because I can see that the Kings County is darker. And if I glance, I'm going to see it's darker and I'm going to know what it is. I want it to be a fair assessment. Smells like sweet, rich candy. To me, all bourbon smells and tastes like candy, like rock candy, sugar candy, and saturated oak saturated in bourbon. Of course, charred oak. If you don't put it in charred oak, then it becomes corn whiskey. That's a class of whiskey. It's called corn whiskey, like the famous mellow corn. It's uncharred oak, because corn whiskey and bourbon is the same thing. They're both corn liquor, corn spirits. It's how you age them that makes them what they is. This one smells milder, lighter, even though I know it's more stronger, because I think this is the Larceny. Larceny got that mild bread, corn bread, and it has a higher percentage of wheat, which is going to be regular bread, because regular bread is made from wheat. Yeah. Am I sure about this right now? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Taste time. Got to finish before the news comes on. Got to go watch The Lies. Okie dokie. It smells just what I was talking about. Corn. It's like if you took sweet corn syrup and you made a candy, like a caramel candy. Because, caramel is the brown sugar, and it could be the sweet corn that's why corn is sweet, because of the sugar content. Corn syrup is a sweetener. High fructose corn syrup is an insidious sweetener that I could say many negative things about. Although I don't think it's actually bad for you, it can lead to things that are bad for you, because it causes people to be thirsty, in my opinion, and it makes them drink more. I can't stand it, and it's nasty tasting anyhow. Now, regular corn syrup is not nasty tasting to me, but I wouldn't say I'm in love with the flavor either. But it's fine. It's that high fructose. That's that monster from hell. But I would rather cane sugar. But then that would be in your rum world. Rum is made from cane sugar, molasses, and that. This is made from corn, but that's why it has that corn candied corn thing. Yes. Mm-hmm. If you see me trying to figure something out, it's because I'm trying to see if I can detect the peated bourbon. I'm not really seeing where it's that peated. Now, my friend David said, yeah. But I was saying like maybe, you know. I mean, I was talking about Johnny Walker Red Label earlier in the video, and we were talking about that yesterday. And I said, yeah, Johnny Walker Red Label is smoky. You know, it's smoky. They must use a high percentage of Isla. David would say Islay, but Isla. And I think Kalila is what they use, but because they own it. But I'm having trouble getting the smoke. Like I was saying in my initial video, I wasn't picking it up. Now, after the video was shut off and I was drinking it solo, you know, by itself, and then it started to shine through a little bit. But it's not now. No. Nope. Is the Kings County Peated Bourbon a good product? There's hardly any videos for it, but there are some. I watched them. Oh yeah, the people liked it, and I liked it, and I would recommend it, but I wouldn't pay $65 for it. I wouldn't do it. It's up to you. It's your money. But like I said in the Virginia Black video taste challenge, that counted for Monday because Monday's a bad day. I wouldn't pay $38 for Virginia Black, but I mean, it's fine. And if you ask me, it's arguably, that Indiana whiskey is arguably better than the Kings County, which is twice the price plus $5, $35 more. I mean, I don't see it. I mean, I'm tasting it and I'm not tasting $65. Seem more like it should be 38. But you might say, yeah, but these specialty products, if you want to say gimmick, it is a gimmick. Not I like gimmicks, so I'm not saying that in a negative way. But you're gonna pay for those tricks. They say on the TV commercial, tricks are for kids, but sometimes tricks are for adults. And it's alcohol tricks, you know, peated bourbon. And look at all the beer. They got beer done this way, beer done that way, with this flavor, that flavor, the other flavor. And the whiskey this, the whiskey that, the whiskey everything else. You say, why do they do that? Why? Well, it's a flooded market. So you got to differentiate yourself. You think people want to drink just regular old beer? Who ever heard of that? What's wrong with you? You think people want to just drink regular old bourbon, even if it's high quality? Who ever heard of that? What's wrong with you? So, was I happy that he bought it for me? Yeah, I was happy he bought it for me. $65. But I had preferred that he had bought 3 bottles for $20 a piece, like a Buffalo Trace for about $20 and 2 others, and then I had 3 bottles. Well, yeah, of course, because then I don't think you lose that much. And it's a tricky situation. So some people get angry about it, you know, to get a little upset, saying, "How dare you say that?" I mean, how can you say that? You know, how can you say that? Well, because that's what I believe it. I believe it. I say it because I believe it. Would I rather buy Eagle Rare for $30? I can get it for $31. Or would I rather buy Buffalo Trace for 20? Well, I'd have to think about it. Now, see, if you have to think about it, then you got to think about it. So it's not clear cut. It's not clear cut. Not clear cut. Like these. I'm not sure what I'm tasting right now. Philo Vetti. What's up, friend? Nothing, just tasting in bourbon. Thanks for watching. Yeah. I think that's the Kings County, but I'm entirely not confident in it. You heard what I just said? I am entirely not confident in that. And that tells me something. It tells me that Larceny wins by default, whether I get it right or not. Whether I get it right or not, it wins because I'm not tasting that big of a difference. I mean, they don't taste the same, but a quality difference at all. And I could save a whole lot of money, a whole lot of money buying Larceny, believe me. So I'm afraid that the second taste challenge in a row, the Kings County is going down. It didn't justify its much higher price versus Virginia Black, which is a blend of 3 bourbons, aged 2, 3, and 4 years. And it doesn't justify the price against Larceny. Now, some people like to slag on Larceny. Hey, BC's Beer Reviews, good morning to you. Regardless of if it's a bottle or a can, he's going to review it. And you should subscribe to his channel like I do. But enough of the jibber jabber. Let's look at the product. It's kind of like this. On its own, if you really try hard, you can pick up the peated bourbon. To me, it's an effort. David claimed but I'm not saying he's wrong. He might have a better palate than I do. But I'm not seeing it. So two down, 0-2. Kings County 0 wins and 2 losses. Sorry, but I don't run the show. I'm just doing the show, but I don't run the show in the sense that I don't produce the products. I just either buy them or, like in this case, it was a Christmas gift. So I don't feel funny about it. I just say, oh, well, here's what I think about it. And that's what I do with beer reviews. No axe to grind. Some people, they got an axe to grind with companies. Like, they'll preface the video with that. Oh, I got a problem with this company because of whatever, some allegation against the company or who bought them out or whatever. Or they changed the recipe and this, so then they proceed to have this like hostile review. And I don't think that's a good approach. You want to be totally even keel when you start, like totally, you want to almost pretend that you know nothing about the product. You know what I'm saying? You want to pretend like you know nothing, like you're going in blind. I mean, you're not going in blind, but you want to almost like have mentality. And then you get a more pure, unbiased review, as much as you're able to be unbiased. Okay. At the very tip end, I got the peat. But it's so minimal that it's basically not even worth talking about. It's like, okay, it's there, but so what? It's like nothing. All right, so I'm going to say this is the Kings County. And it clearly is. Kind of screwed up my label there a little bit, but I wouldn't pay extra for it. You want to pay $65, go ahead, but I wouldn't do it. Okay, Pete is apparently the Gibraltar that you have broken yourself upon, Ron. Yeah, the Rock of Gibraltar. No, it didn't break me. It broke these products. If you ask me, would you rather, if you had to drink a whiskey, what would be the type you'd want to drink? One that's really peaty and smoky? Obnoxiously peaty and smoky? Yeah, that's what I like. I like strong, smoky, peaty whiskey. Now, you might say, well, that's unbalanced. I know. That's why I like it, because it's unbalanced. I like things that are unbalanced like that. But that's me, personal preference. Same old story. Thanks for watching this video production. I'm going to check out the news now. And sorry, Kings County. How you going to do Tuesday? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Thanks, everybody.